let's hear from Dave Dombrowski, because last time we did, Hugh, it was his end-of-season press conference. He spoke. He caused the whole stir with his Bryce Harper comments. And then, of course, Scott Boras responded. And then there's been rumors out there that, maybe the Phillies would trade Bryce Harper. We've talked about all that kind of stuff. So yesterday, Dave Dombrowski went on the Foul Territory podcast, and he tried to put the fire out when it comes to Bryce Harper and his future with the Phillies. Here's Dombrowski on Foul Territory.
First of all, I mean, to me, Bryce Harper is one of the best players in the game of baseball. And when I say he didn't have, they asked me, what type of year did you think he had? And I said, he had a very good year. I don't think he had an elite year. And when I say that, when I think of Bryce Harper, it's a compliment, because the reality is there are, 8, 10 players in the game of baseball every year. When they're not, let's say, in the MVP consideration, for whatever reason, sometimes it can be an injury factor, sometimes they just have a bad year, but whatever, it's not an elite year for them. So the reality is that he's a great player. He's a future Hall of Famer. This thing's got a life of its own. Now I've been reading that, the Phillies may trade Bryce Harper. That couldn't be further from the truth. We love him. I think he's a great player. He's a very important part of our team.
Can I just say something before you start?
Sure.
Dave, stand on business, man. I mean, because you had a whole lot of bravado last week when you said that. It sounded like somebody ran in your office and kind of checked you. You sound like you got checked by Boras or Bryce Harper. But
or
you
Middleton.
Put it so, because you threw that out there. And to be totally honest, with all due respect, you said it with more bravado when you said it. You sound a little timid right there when you were saying it. Like somebody told you you got a lot of nerve to say it. You said what you said. And you got to know, Joe, in certain situations, when you're in a relationship, there are certain things that when they come out your mouth, you have to know that there are going to be some consequences. You said he wasn't elite. You compared him to Freddie Freeman. You said Freddie Freeman's still a good player, but he's not elite. And when you do that, let me help you out here, because when you make that comparison, yeah, Freddie Freeman is still a good player, but he's not the elite player that he was 3 years ago. So when you make that comparison to Bryce Harper, you're not making it on a one-year comparison. Not to most people that heard you make that comment. When you make that comment and you compare him to Freddie Freeman, even though Freddie Freeman's a really good player, you make it sound like Bryce Harper's falling off. And you hope that he could get back to what it was, but you don't think that that's the case. That's the way you frame that. You've been in this game a long time, bro. You have to know that the way you word things really matters.
Yeah, so,
semantics.
Well, yeah, right. He yesterday he tried to take a fire extinguisher to the fire he started. Yeah. I mean, let's just be clear about this. This was my point 2 days ago. In the 6-7 years he's been here now, no one from the Phillies has ever talked about Bryce Harper like that. So it led to speculation. I mean, it led to speculation on the future of Bryce Harper. Now, he tried to put that out yesterday, but his comments started this.
Yes.
I mean, like that.
That's where we got this from, man.
Yes, and it caused people to speculate on why did he say that? I heard Broads on Saturday do a whole show on why, what was the why behind the comments by Dombrowski. So I will say this. I'll go the other side of this. You say stand on business. I think he had to do this. If they want to put this fire out, he had to say something, because the fire was just going to get bigger and burn more. But let me, because when the off season's here, they don't talk very often, right? So there's not a day to day, there's not a game. So he didn't have to go on that podcast yesterday, right? He went on, I think, specifically for a reason to put out his own fire he started.
But here's the thing, Joe. Going into that end-of-season press conference, you kind of go over what you might want to address, right?
Totally. And some questions that might be asked.
You felt like, my thing is this. In that moment, whether you were right or wrong for doing it, you felt the way you felt. That's why a lot of times, just as an example, when I have a tweet that normally gets me in trouble, the only time I take it down is when I'm told to take it down. Yeah. But any other time outside that, I'm standing on business. And if let the chips fall where they may. He knew before that press conference. He knew at some point, you have to know. What's called spatial awareness. You have to know, if you make that comment to a player of Bryce Harper's caliber, that there's going to be some backlash.
Especially with Boras as the agent.
And his agent's a bulldog. So you have to be prepared for the backlash. He didn't care in the moment. He didn't care. So now somebody that is higher up than you, say, hey, man, you were wrong. But I believe that before you go out and you say something like that, you had to clear it with somebody. That's my belief.
Yeah, look, now the question is this over? Or do we all just move on?
Nah.
So I think actions speak louder than words.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember the Jay Cutler situation many, many moons ago in Denver? I forgot what happened, but there were rumors of him being traded, right? And he got mad, and he wanted out of Denver, and they traded him to Chicago. Like the relationship was torn at that point.
So I think that this is going to calm down for a few weeks, but is it over? But
You know what this feels like,
If you
Joe?
believe there was something between Harper and the team going weird, I don't think yesterday makes it all go away.
You know what this feels like, Joe? A financial apology.
No.
I feel like that's the only recourse. No, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. And okay, I'll admit, because for whatever reason, a lot of folks are getting in their feelings about Bryce Harper in baseball. So I'm going to recklessly speculate about this like I like to do. But when you throw out the fact that he's fallen off and he feels some type of way about that, what better way to make me feel better? Give me some more money. Money makes me feel so much better in the situation.
Yeah, but they can't give him. They can't give him.
No,
more money.
I'm just saying, Kyle, think about it. This whole conversation probably stemmed
from the money.
From money.
I think we all agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you went out and you said I've fallen off. Show me I haven't fallen off.
No.
Dave Dombrowski.
No, you show me.
No.
You show me.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here.
They're spineless. They're spineless if they pay him.
I'm just
they
giving
just
you.
They don't know if he could be elite again.
Reckless speculation, and you guys are in your feelings.
Stop trying to spend my money.
No, but what I'm telling you, sometimes money is the only way that you can rectify these type of relationships. Think about it.
He signed for 6 more years. Rectify what?
He
Think
has
about
money.
it. Think about it. When
What
you
are you
normally,
talking about?
normally
We'll see
when
you
you
in spring training, Bryce.
No, but I'm saying, but you help this situation out. You throw money at it.
No.
You want him to pay him over a comment at a press conference?
No, I don't want him to do anything. But normally, in order to make these things go away, money helps.
I wouldn't give him another dime. I don't want to trade him. I also not give him another dime.
This is me recklessly speculating, but
I hear
Stop
it.
doing that.
Yeah.
Why? Because it makes you mad.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, but you just said 5 minutes ago, stand on business. Now you're talking about reckless.
No, but what I'm saying,
apologize with money.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Standing on business.
Dave, the one that walked it back.
I know, because he put a fire. He started a fire, then he had to extinguish it.
But he the one that put it out there. Now he's walking it back. So if I'm Bryce, how do you make it? No, Dave, that don't work. You know what makes it better? Slide me a little bit more cash.
But that's how we got here in the first place. Bryce wants more money, and they don't want to give it to him.
I think that, this is probably going to get louder.
Sorry, so my overall theory after a week of this was about the contract. They shot back in public because they don't want to pay him. So that to me last week was stop asking for more money. We don't even know if you're elite anymore. It became a trade conversation, and I think they wanted to cut that off. That's what I think happened yesterday. I think Dave Dombrowski wanted to tell everyone in the fan base, we're not trading Bryce Harper. But do I think if there's a little bit of rockiness to the relationship, do I think that's over? No, we'll see where it goes from here.